There are 5 times as many oranges as apples, 8 more bananas than apples, and 3 times as many pears as bananas. If the sum of the apples and oranges is equal to the sum of the bananas and pears, then how many of each fruit are there? With these types of questions, you want to look for the word than. And usually, not always, but usually, whatever comes after the word than is what you're going to let x or the variable represent. Here, apples comes after the word than. They're using the apples to describe the number of oranges and also using the apples to describe the number of bananas. So if you let x equal the number of apples, then you can represent the number of oranges and represent the number of bananas pretty easily. So x equals the number of apples. It says there are 5 times as many oranges as apples. If x is the number of apples, 5x would be the number of oranges. Also, it says there are 8 more bananas than apples. Once again, if x is the number of apples, 8 more than that would be x plus 8, and that is the number of bananas. There are 3 times as many pears as bananas. Well, x plus 8 is the number of bananas. 3 times that would be 3 times x plus 8. And finally, it says if the sum of the apples and oranges, so the sum of the apples and oranges would be x plus 5x, that is equal to the sum of the bananas and pears, x plus 8 plus 3 times x plus 8, then how many of each fruit are there? So once again, the sum of the apples and oranges, x plus 5x, that's equal to the sum of the bananas and pears, x plus 8 plus 3 times x plus 8. If we solve that for x, you'll know how many apples there are, and if you know how many apples there are, x, then you can find 5x, you can find x plus 8, and you can find 3 times x plus 8. So to solve that for x, on the left side, going to combine the like terms, x and 5x, that makes 6x. On the right side, going to use the distributive property with that 3. Distribute that 3 through that set of parentheses, get 3x plus 24. Again, on the left side, combine the like terms, get 6x, and on the right, distributive property with 3. Back to the right side, combine the like terms, x and 3x. If you combine those, that is 4x. Also combine 8 and 24, that is 32. Get the x's to one side, subtract 4x from each side. When you do that, you get 2x is equal to 32. And then finally, divide each side by 2, x is equal to 16. Remember, x represents the number of apples. So there are 16 apples. Then 5x is the number of oranges. So take that 16, substitute that in for x into 5x. In other words, 5 times 16, that is 80. Then to find x plus 8, substitute 16, which is x, into x plus 8. So 16 plus 8, that is 24. And then finally, to find the number of pears, take 3 times x plus 8. Well, x plus 8 is 24. If you take 3 times that, that is 72. So the number of each fruit would be 16 apples, 80 oranges, 24 bananas, and 72 pears. You're eating healthy, but you might get a lot of looks in the grocery store.